Hi. Here is a quick tutorial on how to solve a master lockpick in Starfield. So the way I organize this is think of it as a dartboard. The first inner ring is number 1. The second inner ring is number 2. The third inner ring is number 3. And the furthest one out is number 4. Now we are given 12 options and we need to fit each of these pegs inside the slots. You will not use all of them. You might be able to leave out 1 or 2, maybe even 3. So the way I like to start off is the most inner ring and then work my way outwards. You would notice that the colored rings change depending on which pick you select. The colored rings indicate that that is the correct slot area, but not necessarily the correct position. So for example, the one I have selected has the most inner ring, ring number 1, is blue, but the rest are white. What this means is that this option will only fit into ring number 1. It will not fit into any other selection. So what you would do is make a process of elimination and see which ones fit into ring 1. And then you sort those out and you do the same thing with ring number 2, 3, and 4. Just to make things simple, let's just focus on the most inner ring, ring number 1. So we have 12 options and we're trying to select the least amount of options that can fit into ring number 1. So we know that we're given a lot of slots in this option and this one over here. So we're just focusing on ring 1, and we can see that these pegs are going to align in these slots if you shoot them in a straight line. So this option is the correct option because it will not fit into anywhere else and the slots do align. But just hold off before you select any other options. So the second one will be this one because the pegs are gonna align and this is the only colored option, ring number 1. So once we solve the first ring, we move on to the second one. So the second one has 3 pegs. So we are looking for options that highlight the second ring. So we're just gonna go and see what we have. So this one, we know that it's all blue because it can fit anywhere because it's only one slot. So we're just gonna keep that on our back of our minds. This option is highlighting ring number 3. We are not focusing on ring number 3 at the moment. We're just focusing on ring number 2. So this is not the correct option for the one we're focusing on. This one doesn't have any colors that are highlighted. So that means this option can be eliminated entirely since it's not useful for any of them. Okay. This option, we have ring number 1 and ring number 3 are highlighted. We already solved ring number 1, so we can eliminate that. Currently, we're not focusing on ring number 3 at the moment, so we can eliminate this one. Okay, for this option, ring number 1 is highlighted. We already solved it. We are not focusing on ring number 3, so we can eliminate this one. Okay, we have a 1 peg. This one can fit anywhere. We'll just keep this on the back of our mind. We already solved this one. This is the correct option. Okay, this one we have rings number 1, 2, and 3 are highlighted. So this is a possible option that we can pick. We'll keep that in our back of our mind. And this 1 peg can fit anywhere, so we'll keep that. Rings number 1 and 3 are highlighted, so we are not going to use this one since we're just focusing on ring number 2. Rings 1, 3, and 4 are highlighted. We are not going to use this one because we're not going to focus on those. We're just focusing on ring number 2. So through the process of elimination, we have figured out that this one, and this one highlight the second option, the second ring. So the next step is to just figure out which ones use the most amount of pegs. So you want to save your single digit ones the further out you go, because you might never know when you might need it. Okay, so we selected this option. So this peg is going to slide all the way down and it's going to fill this gap here for ring number 2. And this peg is going to slide all the way down here and fill this one right here. We have one more peg missing on ring number 2, and that's where we can use our single digit. So we're going to use this one right here. This one's going to slide all the way down and it's going to fill this gap. So now we have solved ring number 1 and ring number 2. So now we can just mark these off since they're already used up. So that just leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more options. All right, so now we're going to focus on ring number 3. So ring number 3, we just pick out the ones that highlight number 3. So what you want to do is use up as many of these picks or slots, or how should I say it? Pegs, I guess. You want to fill these up. So you would pick the one that has the most and work with that. And then eventually you start to minimize the amount of pegs that you require. So option 10 here has 3 pegs. So these will fill up these slots right here in ring number 3. So that just leaves us with 2 slots up here. So since we just need 2 slots up there, this option here, option number 5, will fill up these pegs right here, or these holes right here. Okay. Lastly, all we need is to fill ring number 4, which is the outer ring. So we would find an option that highlights ring number 4. So we have this one right here. And then we have our single digit picks as well. So we can go through the options and we can see that none of these other ones, other than the single digit ones, highlight ring number 4. So that tells us that there's only a certain amount of options that go into ring number 4. So once you have your slots selected of where they would properly align, then you can start slotting in the keys. So what I like to do is just like kind of trace the pegs into the holes so that it actually goes inside. That way you know that everything is aligned. But I already did all that, so we'll just go along here. So this first key is gonna go in this spot right here. The second one will go right here. All right, so now we got the fourth ring unlocked. So now we're on our third one. So number 3. Will be this one right here. We got number 3 done. So now we are doing ring number 2. We got this one right here. And our single digit one. All right, so now we are on ring number 4. And that is it. That's how you get it. Hope you enjoyed this lockpicking tutorial. I hope it helped. All right, thank you and have a good day.